Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. I'm going to be using All Things Fabulous today. I've got the stamp set and the dies. Everybody else is showing off brand new annual catalogue stuff. I'm still waiting for an order to arrive, so I thought I'd show you something. It is in the annual catalogue. This is the first time I've played with the dies. I'm going to use the In Good Taste DSP. I just want to show you where those are in the catalogue. So the DSP, this is the new catalogue, and I've got some spare copies of these. So if you're in the UK and you are a non-Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, come and send me an email or leave a message and I will send a catalogue over to you. So here's In Good Taste. Really good value for money on this one. £20 or €25 for 24 sheets. 2 of each, 12 double-sided designs. It is 12 by 12, but me and my crafty friends, we do a paper share every year and we share the paper between us. So I've got 6 by 6. So I'm using this, I just love this wood effect. We've got this on the other side, which looks like a carpet to me, but we've got that on that side. And I'm going to make a 5 3/4 by 4 1/8 inch card. So I've got some thick basic white cardstock. One piece of A4 will do 2 cards. I've also got some scrap of ordinary basic white cardstock, not the thick, this is just for die cutting. I found a scrap of Magenta Madness as well. I have no idea if that's big enough, we'll soon find out. If not, that's all I've got left of Magenta Madness. So I might have to come up with another colour. We'll see how that goes. Let's grab the paper trimmer. So with my piece of Whisper White, not Whisper White, Basic White, I keep forgetting it's changed its name. I've spent years calling it Whisper White. It is called Basic White now. And I'm just going to cut that at 4 1/8. So this is kind of UK A4. In the US they use, isn't it 4 1/2? I can't remember. I can't remember what it is. 4 1/4. Anyway, these are my UK measurements, and I'm going to trim that down to 11 1/2. So that's my card base. I also need to score that on the long side. I'm going to make a 10-fold card. Score that on the long side at 5 3/4. So there's my card base. I'll do the burnishing in a moment. Right, let's see how big this scrap of Magenta Madness is. So the width is fine. I want the width to be 4 inches. And yeah, the length is fine as well. So I'm just going to take 1/8 of an inch off those card base measurements. So I want that to be 4 inches wide. That is exactly 4 inches wide. And this to be 5 5/8. And I want that just to sit in my card base like that. I want a real pop of colour. My flowers are going to have a pop of colour as well. I want this in the back. I haven't made a prototype of this card. I'm just going with it. Let's see what happens. Now with this, I want there to be about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around showing this Magenta Madness. So what I need to do with that 4 inches by 5 5/8 is to take 1/4 of an inch off. So that makes that 3 3/4 inches. I'll have a blog post for this with all of the details. 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. I think that's right. So there we have a nice 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. It just gives a pop of colour. And I want that to sit on there like that. So there's my card bases and things done. Now, next thing I'm going to do is choose some colours. I'm going to be using this piece of card. I might need to trim it down actually because I don't think that will fit in my trimmer, but I'll do the stamping first. So I've got a mat that I do my stamping on, which, what have I done with that? This has just come off my Stamparatus. Now here's the stamp set. Now there are some 2 and 3 step stamping on here, but I'm going to use this flower first and stamp that in just a nice bright pink colour. And then this flower here, you also stamp with, I'm just going to stamp it with 1 other colour, but you can do it with 3. So I'm going to stamp this in 2 colours, and I think what I'm going to do is choose perhaps a yellow or something. So I'm going to choose some colours. I'm going to do this in Magenta Madness to match the background. And then this one, I'm going to find some yellows or oranges. I'll go and have a look in my colours and have a look and see what we've got. I'm going to get some green ink and we're going to put some leaves on there as well. And I'll show you the dies that we're going to use. So I've got flower dies here, and also in the dies we have this. These are our flower dies. There are lots and lots of dies. I'll show you them in a second. They're the flower dies that we're going to use. The leaf dies. And then also in this are these dies as well, but I'm not going to be using them. They're a little bit on the fiddly side. I'm just going to go with these for now. Okay. So I've already cut out this. I die cut this in white. You could die cut this in any colour you like. So I've already done that. And I'm just thinking about where I want to put this. And I think when I was first thinking about this card, I think I just want to put it there and then get some flowers behind that. I don't know if you can hear that. There's a bird literally outside my window. It's really, really singing loudly. So I'm going to put that there. I might think about changing that and die cutting that in Magenta Madness if I can find just a small scrap to put that on. So I'll go and sort out my colours and I'll be back. So I did find some Magenta Madness. I found a whole sheet of it. And I'm just going to die cut that piece on there. So I'm going to go and do that. My big shot is that side of my desk and it's quite big. I'm not going to bring it here in front of me. So I'll just quickly go and die cut that. So I've put that through the die cutting machine. Look how lovely and bright that is. I've still got to just remove all of this, and I do that just by kind of flicking it. And then when I've got rid of all of those, that's definitely better than the white. I'm really liking that, and I think the flowers against the wood effect are going to look lovely. So I'm just going to go and just literally, you can get a brush to do this, which I don't have. I'm really frugal with my craft supplies, and I'd rather spend 5 minutes flicking these out than spending money on a brush. I might change my mind about that once I finish this, so I'll just go and sort that. Okay, so that's done. I'll probably find the odd one. Yeah, I found a couple of others there that hadn't come out. And, you know, the little ones that you find, I just poke them out with a pin. It really doesn't take that long. So I'll go back and check those in a second. So I'm going to put those on there. And now what I'm thinking is that I don't want to put pink flowers on here now. I want some really lovely bright yellow flowers. So let's put that to one side and get my card. So the scrap card that I had, that I have put down. What I'm going to do is stamp some flowers. So from the All Things Fabulous stamp set, I'm going to get this flower. So this needs to be the paler colour, and then this is the second stamp and will be a darker colour. So what I'm going to do is get Daffodil Delight, I think, or So Saffron for the lighter colour, and then in with Daffodil Delight, or I might go Pumpkin Pie. So let's just go and get those colours and then see how we're going to stamp that. So I've got Daffodil Delight, and to the side of me I've got Pumpkin Pie. I think the two go fine together. I don't think it matters. I've done this before with yellow and blue, or with yellow and pink. I've done it with a whole mix of colours. And I'm going to stamp out, I think I'm going to do 4 of these, and I'll use the best 2 or 3. So here's this 2-step stamping. Or you could even do it with stamping this one as a 2nd generation stamp. So you stamp off and stamp, and then the first stamp for the other stamp. Shall I show you what I mean? Does that actually even make sense? So I've got this scrap piece. So I'm going to stamp off. So that's quite dark. But then with that 2nd generation stamp, this is what I mean by 2nd generation, it is the 2nd stamp. So it's quite light. It is really quite light if you wanted to do that. And what I'm going to do, perhaps we'll have 2 of those and then 2 of the darker ones. So let's have a darker one there. And then I've got to remember what the heck I was doing. And then I'll just stamp again. And then what I'm going to do is die cut these out. And then we'll have another one where it's the first stamp. Like that. We've got a real range of colours there. There's probably 4 different yellow colours going on there. So let's keep that, clean off that stamp before it goes sticky. And then I'm going to get the smaller flower, and for these lighter ones I'm going to use the first stamp of this. It's really difficult to see actually because that one is such a light colour. I'm going to stamp that on there like that. I don't know if you can see that. I absolutely love the tone that that does of that. And we'll do that on this one as well. Difficult to see. That's okay. And then let's put this Daffodil Delight away. Clean off that stamp. And then with the Pumpkin Pie, so this is quite a dark colour. I'll show you how dark this is. So actually what we're going to do is put that on there like that. So it gives a much darker colour. So I'm going to do that on that one. Need to do something about this squeaky table. And on that one. Now there's only one die for these flowers, so I'm going to go off and die cut these. But let me find my die to show you. So here's the die, and we're just going to put that on there and run that through the die cutting machine 4 times for each of those. And I might actually end up using all of those. So what I'm going to do is just cut that off because we might as well do the leaves while we're here. And I will do all of the die cutting in one go. So I just want to trim that off because it's a bit wide for my die cutting machine. And then I want to get a selection of leaves. We have a few different leaf patterns in this stamp set. So here's the 3 leaf collection with the leaf kind of bending over. And I've got garden green for that. Don't know where my garden green has gone. Under my stamp set. Garden green is a lovely vivid green, and I'm going to use that throughout. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these. How lovely is that? Absolutely. Oops, that's not inked properly. Absolutely love that. So we'll have those 2. I want lots of leaves on this. and change that and find another set of leaves. Excuse the noise. There's another set of leaves. Oh, not stamped, inked properly. Just saw that before I stamped it. So we've got 2 each of those. And let's just clean that off. I've got another one here, I can find it. And this is 2 leaves. Still got some more flowers I want to stamp yet. Isn't that green just gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. You could probably even stamp off and have a lighter colour. Just as gorgeous. Okay, so I've got my leaves, I've got my flowers, but I want some bigger flowers. So I'm not going to use pink, but I think what I'm going to use is orange. And what I've got here, just put to one side here, is Mango Melody. And I think that would be a nice contrast between the pink and the yellow. So I'm just going to stamp that here. And we've got, just use 1 block for this. This is the D block, which I find is the most versatile block. So if you're just starting out and you want to know what to put in your kit, bearing in mind at the moment we have an amazing joining offer. The joining offer is £154 worth of goods chosen across the annual catalogue and the spring summer catalogue that's still ongoing, and you pay £99 for £154 worth of goods. So you could put these basics in your kit. You could buy a block, a couple of stamp sets. If you have a die cutting machine, maybe a set of dies, some inks, paper and card. I'd love to help you put together your kit. Or maybe you've been using another brand and you just maybe like the papers and you want to add all of the papers or most of the papers and some cardstock to your kit. All you've got to do is just contact me through my blog, and there is a link in the description bar to that, or leave me a message on here. The only stipulation is that you have to live in the UK, France, Germany, Holland and Austria. They are the only 5 countries that can join my team, unfortunately. I know I have a lot of people that watch me in Canada, in Australia, in the States, across Europe. But if you are in any of those European countries, so the UK, France, Germany, Austria, Holland, and you fancy joining Stampin' Up or just taking advantage of that joining offer, come and message me. I have to say, my German, Austrian and Dutch isn't particularly good. Can almost get by in French. But that'll be the fun thing about it. Now, so please drop me a line if you're thinking about, even if you're just thinking about joining, if you're thinking £154 for 99 quid, that's got to be something I need more information on. Come and let me know. So that's what I'm going to die cut out. So I've got this die, so I'm going to go off and do this in a minute. I've got this die, if I can get it round the right way, for this flower. There we go. So I'll do that twice. I've got my leaf dies, so there's my 3 leaf die for that one. And then I've got another 3 leaf die somewhere and a 2 leaf one. There's my 2 leaf die. Put that there. And then my other 3 leaf die has gone for a little wander, but I put everything up here. There it is. And I'm going to die cut those. So that's going to take a few minutes to do that. So I'm just going to pause this video. Take these away. Oh, where's my die for this one? That's there. So as you can see, I've got 4 of those to do and a lot of these to do. I'll pause this and I'll come back. So here are my yellow flowers. I have to say those paler ones were really difficult to do. It's quite late here at the moment. They were quite tricky to do in the die cutting machine, but actually I think they came out really well. So I have these leaves. Aren't they just cute? And we've got these leaves which kind of point in the other, well, they don't point in the other direction, they're just a different shape leaf. We've got some big flowers, and then I just need to die cut these little leaves. And then here are our smaller leaves. Now I have to say, obviously die cutting takes a little bit of patience, but I have to say these die cut really well. Sometimes I struggle to die cut accurately, but I didn't really have too much of a problem with this one, and the light's not brilliant in here. So I need to think about how I want to start putting this card together before I actually commit to glue. So there's my wooden background. I really love that wooden background with this pop of colour. I haven't even thought about what my sentiment's going to be yet, but we'll worry about that in a moment. And I think what I'm going to do is stick this down with mini dimensionals behind each of these, and then just let these, if I just get it a bit flatter, and then just let it stand up. I've still got some of those little bits. I will get one of those brushes. I can't put up with that every time. And then think about where I'm going to arrange these flowers. So I want as much of this pink here to be seen, this pink, I don't know what you call it, lattice or something. And I'm just going to arrange my flowers around it. So I might have a couple going on there. Maybe one of these big orange flowers. I may even ditch these big orange flowers, I don't know. Put that there, and then get some of these leaves in here as well. Perhaps a leaf, these 3 leaves will fit under there. And I'll use some different sorts of glue, dimensionals, ordinary glue, just to give it some dimension. We could, no, that's too much. So I really recommend just having a bit of a play about with the placement of things, where you want to put things. And then maybe once you're happy with it, get a photograph of it so that you know what you're doing. I still need to think about where I'm going to put a sentiment. So I need to be careful of that. I don't want to lose this. I'm even thinking about getting rid of that. And I'll use these flowers. They're not going to go to waste. I'll make another card, but I think I may just stay like that. I think I only want that one type of flower on it. Let's get this lighter one. I think that's better. It's whatever you are happiest with. There's no right or wrong way. So what I'm going to do now is think about where I'm going to put my sentiment, and I think probably I'm just going to have it coming out here, and I'll use maybe just a plain piece of card and round the edges over. But to start off with, I'm going to get my flowers on there. So just taking my flowers off, and I'm going to start by putting my DSP, this In Good Taste DSP, onto my cardstock. It's just easier to move this about when it's on card, but I won't put it on the card base yet. And then this, I'm going to put a mini dimensional behind each of these and then stick it on there. So I've got my mini dimensionals, and I'm hoping that will just fit. Oh gosh, lucky there, lucky, lucky. I could cut them a little bit if I wanted to. Can't see them. It's almost like that was made for these. But they can be cut down. Let's take the backs off. This is quite robust, this is not delicate at all. But the die cutting is just beautiful. Just going to get a couple more of those off that are being a bit resistant. And then I think I'm just going to put it in the middle. like that. And I love that kind of dimension that it has. And I've just spotted another little, these things here. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out. I've got a pin somewhere. I might just pin that out in a minute. Okay, so we've got that. I'll cover it up with a leaf. So I'm going to put these on, and again, I think I'll just use dimensionals. They're the easiest thing. And I'm going to put them onto this part of the card, so it would just sit on there. This is already raising it a little bit, if you know what I mean. And what I'll do is I'll tuck a leaf underneath it. So that's going to sit on there. I had the stamp set for a long time before I bought the dies. And I took a bit of a punt thinking, well, I think the dies will continue. I really thought that this stamp set and dies would continue, and thank goodness it did. But I used the stamp on its own for ages before I actually bought the dies, and the stamp set's beautiful just on its own. Really, really recommend it. So let's put that under there. And all I'm going to do is just get a little bit of dimension. Now, if you're quite happy to watch me just plod along putting this together, then you stay with me. Or maybe you want to speed this up a little bit and just watch how I put this together. I don't mind what you do. I'm just going to be chatting away while I do this. So I'm going to stick that under there like that. And I want to stick my leaf under there. Oh, that's a bit high. There we are. Like that. It's just the easiest way of doing it for me. If you wanted to, we could put another one of those under there. Like that. Yeah, I think that'll be good. And I'll use, so I've run out of dimensionals on this, but we've still got all of this here. So I'm just going to use that. So I already have a team that's growing at the moment. My team is Team Taffy, and we have joined forces with 2 other teams. And it's a lovely, intimate, friendly, slightly bonkers group. And we'd love to have you join us. We'd absolutely love to have you join us. Right, there's one flower. So I'm going to put this one, I don't know if I want to put it upside down. No, I don't want to put it upside down. I want to put it there. I do like things to be symmetrical. I don't really deal with random. It's not my thing. And I really envy people that can do random. Although when I've tried to do random, it does pay off. Right, I'm going to put that there like that. Get some leaves. Let's put that one there. Really liking how this has turned out, even if I haven't used all of the die cuts and all of the stamps. It doesn't matter. I had them there ready in case I wanted them. Still got birds singing away outside. I don't know what time it is, but it's getting late. I know that. And I know it's getting late because I'm really tired. And I'm going to put another one there. I'm so pleased with how this is coming out. We've been going for half an hour. Doesn't matter. It's nice to make an effort on a card. I'm trying to think if I've got any birthdays coming up, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to just store this card. And wait until it's somebody's birthday. So let's put that on there like that. So, so pretty. I could keep going. Might want to. Do I want to put, no, I don't. I don't. Do I want to put that on there? Now I'm not sure. I think it just covers up that pink too much. No, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put that on my card. Let's put that to one side a second. Fold and burnish my card. I always add the sentiments later. So I could put a sentiment in here. The sentiments on the All Things Fabulous, we've got I'm here for you, nobody gets me like you do, wishing you all things fabulous, and you make the flowers smell sweeter and the sunshine brighter. So that's really nice for a general card to tell somebody you're thinking about them. But I don't know, at this moment in time, I don't know what sort of card this is going to be, but I will decorate the inside with some leaves. So let's get my block and put some leaves on there. I'm not going to put any flowers on because the flowers are different, you know, kind of 1 and 2 step stamping. So I'm going to, let's get this 2-leaf thing, because I never use that. Or could we actually put those in there like that? I don't know. No, don't like that. I'm going to stamp them instead. So let's get my green. And my matte. And I'm just going to put a few leaves up here. Oh, I nearly made a mistake there. Might as well just go all the way up to the top. I'll put one more in. There we go. So that's got some leaves on there, and then when I've decided who's going to have the card, then I'll put my sentiment on there. And then what we'll do, we'll stick that on there, and then I'm going to decide what I'm going to put on the front. I think I've decided this will be a birthday card. So what I need to do is find a sentiment from another stamp set that's got a nice happy birthday on there. Let's put that on there like that. I didn't realise just how lovely these dies were and this stamp set. I haven't used it for a little while. It's really nice to do something floral. Look, I didn't quite cover that up. I'll find a way of getting rid of that. But I've put my pin down. It's somewhere. Oh, there it is. Should we get rid of that little? See if we can do that. It's out. And I'm just going to tuck it under there. The little blighter doesn't want to come out. Right, I've tucked it away. There we go. So sentiment is the next thing. So I've got some Magenta Madness ink, little scrap of white paper, and the Art Gallery stamp set. And I'm just going to take this happy birthday sentiment from here. I could use the best wishes, because actually best wishes will do different types of cards. Best wishes can say anything, can't it? So let's do that. Now it's quite a thin sentiment, so I think what I'm going to do is trim this because I just want it to sit across there. So I'm going to just trim this down to probably just 1/2 inch. Oh, this isn't the best piece of card. In fact, that's a shocking piece of card. Let's find a better bit. I've just got a scrap here that is 1/2 inch. That is small actually. We'll see what happens. I'll do 1/2 inch by 3 inches for now, and I'll trim it down if I need to. Oh, that's teeny tiny, but it fits. This card is not about the sentiment, it's about those beautiful flowers and that gorgeous DSP. Again, not the best piece of card. I'll trim that bit off. So I'll try and get that in the middle without getting my head in the way. Perfect. just trim that like that. I think that is absolutely fine. I thought I might have to round the edges off. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to get my Detail Trio punch. I might have made this a bit too small to be able to round this. Oh, no, maybe not. No, I might have just now ruined that. Let's just see what happens. I might have to start again with that. Yeah, start again. That was a bad move. So I need to go and grab some more white card. It's another piece of white card with an old punched thing in there. And what I'll do is I'll make this a little bit bigger. We'll go 3/4 of an inch. I think that other one was a bit on the small side. And I think I need to decide how big I want this before I put the sentiment on. And what I can do 2 3/4 inches, and I will round these corners off before I do anything else. And then if it's a little bit on the big side, I can put some rhinestones on it. So what you're seeing with this video, it's not even a tutorial really, it's just a kind of walkthrough of, you know, when you're crafting, there are just no rules. You can do what you like, however you like, and just let your imagination run riot. So we've got that. Let's get that out of the way. Let's get my stamp back. That's going to, it's a little bit on the big side, but I think it'll be fine because I'm going to do something with this. Kind of feel I'm just chatting away while you're watching me craft. Put that on, get off, there we go. Put that on there. It's still too big, isn't it? Right, I'm not giving up. What I'm going to do quickly off camera, I'm going to make that slightly smaller. Just bring the width in and the height down, and then just make it look a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to quickly do that so you don't have to sit and watch all of that. I just took some length off it and I just re-rounded the edges. And there's just a couple of things I'm going to do with that. I've got some champagne rhinestones. I think these are still current, but if not, there are lots of different rhinestones. We've got the basic rhinestones. They're just as pretty. So we've got those there. And then what I'm going to do is just put a piece of mini dimensional just either side of that, and then we're finished. The devastation around my desk, but we have got a really pretty card. Might need 3 pieces to go on this, so let's just get that out of the way and deal with this. So I'm just using all the bits of scrap around the edge of my mini dimensional, whatever you want to call it. Now, like I said, just while we're finishing this off, there's a blog post that goes with this. There is a link to my shop. Message me if you're thinking about joining. You haven't got anything to lose nothing to lose at all. All you're gaining is the chance to be part of an amazing community, to gain extra discount, and the potential, if you wanted to, for a new business, or just to enjoy lots of lovely product. And there we go. All done. I am really pleased with that. I said to myself today when I finish work, I am going to do some crafting tonight, and I'm really pleased how that came out. So that is the, gosh, there's stuff all over the place. There is the All Things Fabulous stamp set and dies that go with it in the new annual catalogue. And to me, absolutely worth the money that you pay for it, because there are 1,000,001 things that you can do with that. Thank you so much for joining me for this 40 minutes of me rambling through my crafting. I'll be back again soon with another project. See you then. Bye bye.